Hi, I'm April Hugh. I'm with Century 21 Hometown Realty.
And I'm Miko Nehman. I'm also with Century 21 Hometown Realty. And we have Joe Halsell from Halsell Builders with us today. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Right.
we appreciate it.
So how long have you been a contractor, Joe?
Well, so actually, it pretty much was my first job when I graduated college. I mean, I started my business just a few months out of college in 1999. So I've been a general contractor for 21 years.
Wow.
Nice.
With your own company for 21 years?
Yep. I mean, for the first few years, my brother James and we were doing all the work ourselves, digging footings, pouring concrete, drawing plans. But the company's definitely evolved.
So how many people do you have working with your company now?
We have 15 full-time employees. We've gone through these stages where I've had 60 or 70 at some points in time, and we've settled into a pretty good size. We're getting ready to grow again, though. We opened a branch in Santa Rosa earlier this year.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations.
So we're making our first full-time hires up there right now. So I think the team will probably be about 20 in this coming year. So.
Very good.
Will you be commuting back and forth?
Yeah, I'm going up there every couple weeks right now.
Yep.
So, but it's fun. That's where I went to college. That's actually where I started my business the first few years. So it's kind of like our stomping grounds, and I think we were just waiting for an opportunity to get back up there. So
Good deal.
So, Will, along with the remodels, you're also doing, you do new builds from the ground up, and you branched out, you're starting to do tiny homes?
Yeah, that's kind of one of those, the custom homes and remodels remains this really strong part of our business. And my brother James, who leads our design division, he really handles that part of the business.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's terrific. So I head up the development side, and what we've always tried to do just something a little bit different, stuff that other people aren't really doing. And so on the development side, we're working in multifamily, we're working in small infill projects, we're working with populations that the market tends to just not serve. We're doing stuff to prevent homelessness. We're doing stuff with vets right now. We're doing stuff with employers who really struggle, who have a lot of employees, but they can't grow their business here.
Because it's not
They just
affordable.
can't afford it. Yeah. So we're helping employers take control of the housing issue for their employees. And so, we're just doing some really creative stuff here on the Central Coast to solve some of the toughest housing issues.
So would putting a ADU on a property, was that something that you also take?
Yeah, and it's actually one of the best ways to one, add value to your property.
Okay. Right.
And then two, it's and I think the city's come to grips with it. It's one of the very best ways to double our housing stock here. Right. They've made it, if you know what you're doing, they've made it really simple to either add an ADU, a detached ADU on your property, right. Or the simplest thing, if you have the space, convert some existing space underneath your existing roof, in your existing footprint.
Like the garage.
Convert the garage and one of the bedrooms,
Okay.
into a 600 or 700 square foot 2-bedroom home. It is a very affordable, very fast way to produce some real income.
Now, with an ADU, though, you have to still have a kitchen, a little kitchenette, correct? But the junior ADU, you do not?
With a junior ADU, you also have to live on the property.
The homeowner actually?
It has to be your primary residence, and then you're allowed to have your primary residence, an ADU, whether it's attached or detached, and then a junior ADU, which has to be attached and it has to be under the existing roof structure.
So let's say you have a triple car garage,
Yes.
and you're the homeowner. So that third car garage, you could potentially make it into a junior ADU, right?
ADU.
Okay.
You don't need a kitchen then, just that you need to break.
You don't have to, but you can. You see, that's the beauty of it, and it can be a separate a totally separate bona fide rental opportunity.
But do you think that that little single-car garage would be big enough for the bathroom and a little kitchenette?
So some of the, yes, because some of the, a number of the new multifamily projects we're doing, particularly downtown Santa Maria, 250 square foot studio apartments.
Wow.
Kitchenette,
Oh my
sleeping
gosh.
quarters, bathroom.
Wow.
And 250 square feet.
No, is this for the homeless or is
No, well, some of them are, but not necessarily. You know, there's a lot of people out there who have they're like, hey, I want the simple life.
okay.
You know, I want to rent a car. I want my food delivered. I don't want to mess with a yard. You know, I want to subscribe to life. And it's really popular. So that third car garage can be your junior ADU.
Okay.
Your 2-car garage could actually be the ADU. So, and then you don't have to replace the parking, but instead of building an ADU in the back, build a garage in the back and convert the garage to an ADU. That is where, that's the smartest money.
So what is the,
Got it, yeah.
when you go to the city, do you have to have actual architectural plans and this is what we want to do? Or have they made it so much easier that you can just scratch something out and go, hey, this is what we're thinking about?
I wish you could. And you might be able to get away with it if you kind of play dumb and, hey, I'm the homeowner, I've sketched this out. But that's not going to be real simple to get through the process.
Yeah, no, I have a client that's on Central, and I think it's an R2 lot, but she has a third unit, and I guess they're considering it an ADU, and she had to get some plans drawn up for the city.
Yes.
And I guess she had to get an architect, to do it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really sure if she had to get permits or just have plans, so I wasn't sure how that, I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, most of the time, you know what I would say? I mean, there's a couple of draftsmen out there and architects who, they're marketing that they do ADUs and that they're good, that they know the process. And we use a couple of them in particular, but we also, we decided a long time ago to offer all the design services in-house as well. So we've become familiar from San Ynez all the way up to Paso Robles with the different county agencies, all the different city agencies, because every one of them has got different hoops. And it is best if you have somebody that knows what they're doing and they've done them before. They will get through quickly, even though you're going to pay them, big deal. But you pay them a few $1,000 and you get through fast instead of struggling for months to do it yourself.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Now, so what would the time frame be from start to finish, from getting the plans drawn to, let's say, with a JADU?
Yeah.
So we just processed one through Santa Barbara County. It took us a total of 30 days.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, and the junior ADU is simple. I mean, that's really simple, and there's not very many rules associated with it. Converting garage space to an ADU, that's also pretty simple.
Okay.
But the plans you give to them first, the first round, they need to be good plans.
Like the plans for the garage, you mean?
Yeah, converting the garage. So it just, it depends. If you keep handing in junk, you're going to go round after round after round. So
what are we talking about as far as cost? Approximate.
So let's just say the 80 we were talking about is 800 square feet. And if we're going to add on, a bona fide 800 square foot ADU, you're going to end up paying a couple $100 a square foot.
Okay.
So, somewhere in the range of 150, maybe 140,000. And then if you want it really nice, you can
Then
You
it
pay
goes.
whatever you want.
Exactly.
The sky's
We
the
tell,
limit.
we tell our clients that
how much does it cost? Well, it's kind of up to you. But we'll give you a ballpark that at least gives you a sense of what you're doing, So, yeah.
Well, you added on my personal property, I think it was about 800 square feet.
Yeah.
And so I always envisioned, maybe we can make this 2 units, and close
yeah.
out.
You totally
But,
could.
yeah, we could. 'Cause we have a separate.
I'm seeing it, April.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. No, but, it's, so I will say that, with James and his design and then the construction, it's like, you guys did great job. I mean,
It's really pretty,
You know,
Well, our design department and my brother in particular, I mean, that's really our secret weapon. I mean, there's just not, for a construction company to operate in-house with somebody that, I mean, he's a world-class designer. I mean, he's world-class.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah, and, I mean, he works with clients, I mean, the entire gamut. People who own Fortune 500 companies to just the folks we know in Santa Maria, And to have a guy like that thinking about, every time he draws something, he's thinking about what the impact is to your budget and what your overall vision is. Yeah. And that just doesn't, I mean, I don't think it really exists anywhere.
He's his own HDTV man.
awesome.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
Really?
he just would, and he gave options, because everybody has, a different eye.
Yeah.
But I mean, he really, he's talented, I will say. So
Yeah, you know what I think is, because I've seen him work for 20 years. What I think is really neat is that he can do a super contemporary deal with you. He can do a French Mediterranean. He can do very traditional Spanish. He can do a warm contemporary. I mean, craftsman, modern farmhouse, whatever.
Whatever your
He,
desire.
yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah.
So what are you seeing as far as trends in kitchens? Are you still seeing a lot of granite and dark cabinets? Or is it kind of going away to quartz or?
It's gone away to quartz because quartz done such a great job of looking like everything. I mean, if you want concrete countertops, quartz. If you want Carrara marble, quartz. I mean, quartz it's come a long way and the price has come down because it's, the supply has grown a lot. I think one of the biggest trends though is to have that waterfall design where the quartz countertop comes over and all the way down the side of the countertop.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of been a big deal. And I think too, I mean, to get the deepest into it, just have James on your show. The
Oh,
next
yeah.
time.
We are. I was already thinking that. He's next.
I know.
But yeah, kitchens and bathrooms remain a super strong part of what we're doing right now. It's the best way to get your money out of your remodel.
absolutely.
I mean, just hands down. So, yeah. And now people are also really thinking about, how do I work and how do I go to school from home? And how does my indoor interact with the outdoors? And instead of, how do I have this great big open space? They're kind of like, how do I get some of my privacy back? Because it's too gosh darn loud in here now. So
like the open concepts aren't necessarily,
It's not all open now, though.
Now they need a
they
little
say,
more
hey,
yeah.
I really do need a space where it's quiet. And so, having that space where I can really functionally work from home, I can have my kids, whether if they need to, if they can go to school from home. And I'm glad that most employers have said, yeah, you can obviously, for the most part, you can do your job from home, but they don't want to all be in the same room. It's just too loud.
Yeah, it is
right,
too
you
loud.
can't focus, and you
Yeah.
you need your own and you need your own space. It's
Exactly.
like we're around each other so much over the last 10 months or whatever. It's kind of like
Right, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think that I think, I mean, me personally, I've come to appreciate it. I know every single new build we're doing, we are designing in like we would have done the game rooms in the past. We're designing in a really functional home office. Not just the bedroom that you can put a desk in, but a separate one, good size. I can have clients over. And then we've got this, if they've got kids, we've got the same concern for like the homeschool room, which used to be just a fraction of what we did. And now it's the reality of what we're doing. So, yeah.
Very good.
So,
wow. Well,
So
good
what
information on
what
that.
does it kind of take as far as the timeline for like a bathroom remodel?
So,
Like if you're gutting it.
yeah, okay, so if you're gutting it, the most important thing for time frame is how much work we do with you before we start construction.
You pick out all your
But yeah, besides picking out, you actually order it and you have it on site.
Okay.
That's usually the holdup is getting the materials.
Usually the holdup is the decision. I can't envision it because I don't see it in play, you know. So so you need somebody that, you know, one, we have a showroom that's private just for our clients. And so we set up these vignettes with all the materials.
So they can physically see it.
And they can see it all in one spot. We're not running all over the coast trying to go to the tile store and Home Depot and Lowe's and, you know, because that's tough. You know, you take all your stuff and you lay your tile out on the floor in the plumbing showroom, and that's hard. So we have it set up so you can see all of it in place. We order it ahead of time. It gets there before we start. And then, you know, we will rip your cabinets out, and a couple days later we'll be putting the new ones in. So
Do you have your own cabinet people?
we wholesale our own cabinets, and then we have installers that have been working. I mean, they've been working for us almost 20 years.
Okay.
So they can make a lot of the prefabricated stuff that we order. They can make it look like a custom job, and it's part of how we still try to offer, you know, some value in the jobs we do. But so a bathroom, we can be in and out in a couple weeks. And I'll say again, you know, sometimes it's up to the client. You know, if you want to take a month or 6 weeks because you know it's hard to make a decision, then we can take a month or 6 weeks. We don't want to do that. We would like to be 2 or 3 weeks and you have your bathroom back. We'd like to be in and out of your kitchen in a month.
Okay, that's,
You know.
She was
That's-
wondering
I mean,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because she could put a stove in her garage for a while, or barbecue, and what do you
can.
what do you do with the
Outside.
sink?
Oh yeah, well we set you up in your garage.
Oh, there you go.
Set you up in your garage, and it's not so bad. But if we don't do the work we need to do in pre-construction, construction kind of sucks. I mean, honestly, it doesn't need to be like that, but so many times it's like that for people because it's not all about construction. Really, it's mostly about pre-construction, and construction's a lot simpler after that.
so what would you recommend, say I wanted to get started, what would
Yeah.
you recommend I do first?
Well, first is just that consultation with design.
With James.
Yep, and then you know, before we're going to ask you when we come out. Well, actually, we're going to ask you on the phone before we come out. Have you and your husband talked about what you guys want to spend? Because we
we want to make sure,
The dollar
make
amount,
sure
yes.
that
that we're both working on good expectations.
Yes.
Because one of the worst things that we've seen happen in construction is that, you know, it's exciting to meet the new person and they say they're going to do a good job, and yeah, we can do that for $50,000. And then $85,000 later, you're pissed. You want him out of your house. He wants out.
Right,
And
we
so,
don't want-
yeah. So we just want to have some of the tough conversations first,
Yeah.
and just set realistic expectations, and then you know, this initial design that allows James to do his creativity. You know, throw a couple floor plans, do some renderings. Is this what you're expecting? Yes, terrific. Do a couple changes. And you know, I mean, we've priced thousands of kitchens over the years. So we know pretty readily once we have that design set, you know, what the cost is going to be. So
Do you find that with everything that's going on in the world, is there a delay with the materials? Because there for a while, I was hearing a lot of,
it's a huge issue actually.
and the price went up 3 times.
Well, the price went up, or we order stuff really early in the process, and we just built. We just had a job where we had 10,000 feet of some wood flooring, and they went out of stock 3 or 4 times on us after we had already ordered. Not just we had to wait, but that they don't even make it anymore, and so we had to new floor, and anyhow, so yeah, coronavirus has definitely impacted factories, manufacturing, building materials across the board. So, and you really do, your team has to be on top of it, or your job's just going to last forever. So,
And I think that's the biggest hesitation, is just the going through the construction part and all. It's just, you know,
if you do enough, if you do the work you need to do ahead of time, you know, construction is the least stressful
part of it?
It can be.
Okay.
If you don't do enough work, though,
Okay.
it's going to be just like every other horror story.
So that's a good, it's good advice right there.
Pre-construction, pre-construction,
For
pre-construction.
sure, okay.
So,
I'm gonna,
That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
great.
yeah.
Any other bits of advice you could give?
Just in this environment right now, I would just say be patient. Demand far outstrips the talent that's really out there to do a good job.
Okay.
Absolutely do not get into, $100,000 kitchen transaction with some new guy, because there's lots of new ones out there. They're all over the place.
Right.
That hasn't done it, that doesn't have really solid references, that's not licensed. I mean, there's so many simple things that people skip over when they hear a low price.
And it is one of the
That's true.
biggest regrets.
Yep.
That people have, because what ends up happening, you get that low price, and the guy's got a great personality. He seems like he's
Yeah.
Doing a great job.
Yeah, we knew someone like that.
Yeah. And then
it's a fortune to fix the work, and then the stress and the stomachache wasn't even worth it. So anyhow, the how long has they been around? Do they have bona fide great references? And do you really want to get what you pay for? So
you get what you pay for.
yeah.
That's a true story for sure.
So anyhow.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, gosh.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
all the
you.
great information and for joining us today. And
yeah, whenever you guys, we'd be happy to be on the show. Whenever you have us back.
Oh,
Yep.
we'll definitely,
All
we'll be
right.
calling James for sure.
Yep.
And yeah, if you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
come back and
Yeah.
be you guys together. And,
together, yeah, for sure.
A lot of good information,
The ADU thing is
Yes,
just fascinating.
I know.
Yeah, and that the demand for that is we are talking with one of our clients about we're going to do it. We're going to be doing prefab shipping containers
Oh,
with predetermined layouts that they don't look like shipping containers. We clad them with anything you need to make them look just like your home. But the thing is, they're delivered complete on the interior, and then we just do the exterior to match the home. So, and we're going to be doing that in all over Santa Barbara and San Luis County.
that's the size of a single car garage, right?
It is, but the shipping, you can put 2 together, 3 together, stack them 2 or 3 high. You can do a 16-footer, a 40-footer. So anyhow, it's going to be something neat. So, I mean, when we start doing them, we would love to tell people about
We'd like to talk
how to
about
access
that
it.
for sure.
So,
Okay.
Anyhow.
Yeah, think of us
Yeah.
when you get, closer to that point. And
yeah, we will. I mean, we're going to be doing a few of them here pretty soon. So.
Oh, I want to see one.
And then we hope to do a couple hundred a year all over the coast. So
You have enough room in your backyard.
She's
She's got a
I've been
huge
thinking
back-
about that
yeah.
too, for
Yeah.
like mom and, or, well, maybe not
Yeah,
mom.
yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
shouldn't say.
when they catch on and when the appraisers actually give us the value for them, they'll become a pretty hot commodity.
That's going to be fantastic.
Very, very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any other questions or comments, you know how to get a hold of us. I can be reached at 805-714-8124.
And my number is 805-878-5056. Thanks for watching.
Thanks again, Joe. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you, Joe.